Hello everyone, welcome to another video. This is Michael, and in today's video, we're going to be discussing why it is better to be in dual credit than it is to take AP classes in high school. Now, this is a question that I've been asked many, many times, and being a recent, I guess, semi-recent high school graduate, it's been about 2 years. I would like to share some insights on why I feel and I strongly believe that dual credit is the better option if it is offered in your state. Now, some of the reasons for this are number one, the actual credit transfer, number two, the cost of the classes, and ultimately, number three, the ease at which it is to pass the class. So, let's first start off with the first main issue, which is the issue of credit transfer. Why do you take a college class in the first place? That's usually to fulfill the credits. Typically, when you're doing an associate's degree, it requires 60 credits to graduate. Each class typically is about 3 to 4 credits, depending on whether it's a lab or some classes are just 4 credits. So, or I should say 1 to 3 or 4 credits, if I want to be correct. Most classes are 3 credits. And in order to fulfill these credits, you have to usually take the class. AP college credits are a way for you to take these classes, special AP classes, you probably are aware of them, which allow you to learn from College Board what it takes to pass the exam. Now, the issue I have with AP classes are simple. It's all contingent on whether you actually pass the exam at the end of the day. If you don't pass the exam, you won't get the credit. And therein the problem lies. Say you have a bad day, you don't pass, don't get the credit. So the whole 2 semesters you've worked up for this pretty much gone to waste. You can, you don't have to take the class. You can just take the exam, but you will have to be enrolled in the class depending on your school. And you can maybe pass the class, pass the exam, I should say. But still, this is a risk because it's all contingent on whether you pass the exam or not. That's where the biggest issue lies. Typically on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 or 2 is a fail, 3 and above is a pass. In my personal experience, I've taken multiple AP classes along with dual credit. And I will say AP classes were undoubtedly a lot harder. In fact, I felt dual credit classes, in my opinion, were actually easier than the regular classes. Now, your mileage may vary, but I like to study. I like to be on time. One of the things with dual credit is it allows you to showcase yourself more to the professor who's ultimately in charge of your grade. So, second reason is cost. Now, dual credit classes are typically discounted for high school students. That's one of the big reasons why I always advocate you take them because they're cheaper. You're taking the college class while you're in high school. So typically, it may either be your first or second class or your sixth or seventh period class. So that's another reason too. You get 2 periods where you can go to where you can go to college. I personally loved the college dorms that I had, or the college that I had. Period. They offered better food. The environment was a lot calmer than high school, and it was a great opportunity for me to rest at the end of the day. Sometimes class would be canceled, so I can either come to school later or I can leave earlier. So these were really, really cool perks. So lastly is the biggest, or one of the biggest ones, are the ease of the classes. As I mentioned previously, in my personal experience, I felt that dual credit classes were easier than my regular classes. Um, well, they're definitely easier than AP classes, in my opinion. Regular classes are pretty, you can argue that they're pretty much on par. But I will say, if you're a good student, number one, show up to class on time. Number two, you actually do the work, which is a large part of it, and you show effort, really. Um, I I love academics. I try my best to perform as well as I can on tests. And um, I feel like if you do that and you show the professor you absolutely want to pass the class, they're going to work with you. And that's something that can't be done in AP credits. You can get all A's throughout your whole 2 semesters, but it's all contingent on one exam. That was the case for me in my AP2 physics class. AP Physics 2, it I worked my butt off, but I didn't pass the exam. I got a 2. So, with all these points in mind, ultimately left to you, I personally would recommend it to do dual credit classes. And a huge reason, which I didn't even mention, is the fact that you can end up graduating with an associate's degree at the end of this. So if you start off dual credit or early college is an even better option, but that's limited to certain students. Early college spans from 9th to 12th grade. Dual credit classes you can take anytime within those if you weren't able to get in at ninth. But dual credit classes gets you really, really close. It can get you really close to finishing your associates. So eventually, when you do graduate, if you don't already have the associates, you can just spend a little bit more time and get those 60 credits that you need. Alrighty, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.